Bree here, and I don't mean to overreact, but this cat is so cute! Yes! Anyway, let's take a look at some other people who might be overreacting, but we'll be the judge of that. Am I overreacting for canceling our engagements after what happened at dinner? That's gotta be pretty bad if you canceled a whole engagement over it. Let's see. I, 26 female, have been with my fiance, 21 male, for almost 4 years. We got engaged 6 months ago and have been planning our wedding for next spring. Last Friday, we had dinner with his parents and his older sister. Everything was normal until his mom started talking about grandchildren. I laughed and said we hadn't even picked a venue yet. His dad looked at my fiance and said, well, unless your backup plan works out. Everyone at the table went quiet. I'm sorry? In case you're what? I asked what he meant, and my fiance quickly changed the subject. His sister looked uncomfortable and said, Dad, seriously? On the drive home, I asked him what his dad was talking about. At first, he claimed he had no idea. Yeah, right. After I kept asking, he admitted that about a year ago, during a rough patch in our relationship, his parents encouraged him to stay in touch with his ex just in case things didn't work out. Okay, that is very, inappropriate of the parents to even suggest of, in case things don't work out, when you have like a foot in another boat, it's not gonna work out because you are planning for it to not work out. Like, that is terrible, terrible advice. He said he never got back together with her, but he also admitted they exchanged birthday and holiday texts because he didn't want things to end on bad terms. No, let's say what it is. It's because he was keeping the door open. I asked why his dad would call her a backup plan. Yeah, because that is a very specific, there's an implication there. He eventually admitted that his parents still invite his ex to some family gatherings because she's close with his sister. He said he didn't tell me because he knew I'd be upset, and he insisted he leaves before she arrives whenever possible. Okay, that's inappropriate. That is... yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable with that either. I mean, okay, I guess it depends, because, okay, I have an ex that I dated him in middle school. Like, middle school. Hardly counts. And we broke up because we realized we loved each other like siblings, and I still refer to him as my brother to this day. I'm still in contact with him. He's my brother. It's not... if it's that kind of relationship, then I understand, but I'm guessing it's not like that. I asked if she'd been at any events while we were together. He said yes. Yeah, that's just really inappropriate on the family's part. Like, that part of it is not his fault. The whole referring to her as a backup plan, keeping in contact with her, that is his fault, and that is terrible. This part is just, very inappropriate of the family. Then I asked the question that had been bothering me all night. Has she ever been at a family event when I was also there? He paused a long time before saying yes. That is awkward. That is so awkward. Apparently last Christmas she stopped by for dessert after I'd already been there for hours. He knew she'd be coming and never mentioned it to me. He said he thought it would avoid unnecessary drama if I didn't know. So you know this is inappropriate. If you're keeping it a secret, you know it's bad. Now I'm questioning everything. I don't think he's cheating. No, I don't think he's necessarily cheating. But this is inappropriate behavior. How many times have I said inappropriate now? He is keeping his options open. He's keeping the door open. It's not okay. But I feel like he intentionally kept me in the dark so I couldn't object. Yeah. He says his family is difficult. He was trying to keep the peace, and canceling the engagement over this would be an overreaction. Well, of course he would say that. Because he doesn't want you to do it. I told him I needed time to think, and now both his parents and sister are texting me saying I'm blowing one awkward family situation out of proportion. Referring to his ex as his backup plan and joking about it as if, well, they might still get back together when you're literally engaged, that's not blowing things out of proportion. This is not okay. Am I overreacting? No, I don't think you are. Not overreacting. That family doesn't respect you, and neither does he. Exactly. Tell him and his family you have decided to go with plan B. Am I overreacting about my single friend leaving me alone on our trip so she could hook up? I don't know. Let's see. My friend and I are on a trip to Nashville, just the two of us. I'm married, she's single, and looking to meet someone this trip, which I fully support and don't have an issue with in principle. Okay, so you're on this trip together knowing that she's wanting to meet someone. That sounds like this kind of thing should have been expected, but maybe there's some context we're missing. Night 2, we met a bachelor party out on Broadway. They seemed like a good time, bought us drinks, and we were all dancing together. One guy was particularly attractive, but to be fair, he was chatting to both of us, not just me. Didn't you say you're married? My friend ended up hitting it off with a different guy from the group. At some point, we left that bar and went to a different one, just the two of us. I wanted to head to East Nashville to explore a bit. She wanted to stay downtown near Broadway. We stayed downtown. That's where she reconnected with the guy and told me she was going home with him. That left me deciding between staying out with the bachelor party, where I told her earlier I was uncomfortable with the attentive guy hitting on me, given I'm married. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I jumped to conclusions on that one far too fast. You weren't entertaining it. Gotcha. Or going back to the hotel alone. So it sounds like you should probably go back to the hotel alone. You knew she was wanting to hook up with someone this trip. I chose to go back alone rather than go out solo in a city. I don't know. That's fair. I mean, I guess the friend could have maybe checked with you and been like, hey, are you comfortable if I go with this guy? But you did know she was on this trip to meet someone. So I do feel like this kind of should have been expected. I don't resent her for wanting to hook up, okay? That's genuinely part of why we planned this trip for her. Okay, so what's the problem? But I've spent a lot of money to be here and would have liked to actually see more of Nashville, and I ended up alone in the hotel instead. I haven't said anything to her about it yet. But part of the reason you planned the trip was for her to hook up with someone. Why is there a problem with her hooking up with someone? You are saying two completely different things. I am confused as to what the problem is. Like, I get being like, hey, I don't want to be out in the city alone and I wish I could have seen more of the city, but you literally said you planned this trip for her to meet someone and she met someone. Did you not think it through? I mean, that has to be it. Like, she didn't think it through. She didn't think about the fact that, hey, when friend meets someone, I will then be alone. And that's just what you signed up for, it sounds like. I am seething. I paid money, wanted a fun night out, didn't really want to hang around the lame stag do, but I didn't say anything. I would not leave a friend alone in a new city for a hookup, but I am married, so maybe I don't get it. You literally said that was why you planned the trip. Well, that was a reason for the trip, at least. Am I overreacting for feeling a bit off about how the night ended, or am I overthinking normal single friend, married friend trip dynamics? What did you expect to happen? Did you want her to bring you along? You're overreacting. I get the reaction, but I think you gotta do some reflecting here. You say explicitly that part of why y'all planned this trip was for her to do this. She didn't spring it on you or change the nature of the trip to ditch you. You went knowing there was a good chance this would happen. So why are you seething? You want her hooking up to play out on your own terms? That said, I truly do get it. I've traveled with girlfriends who ended up hooking up with someone, and I usually feel butthurt being ditched for some potato with a penis they just met. Great description. I think it is normal to feel this way, but just because the feelings are there doesn't necessarily mean they are worth confronting someone over, especially when her doing this was part of the plan. Exactly. Like, I get not liking being left alone in an unfamiliar city, but this was always part of the plan, and I don't know how else you expected it would play out. Yeah, I also agree with this. Just not the smartest idea for the trip. You two were there for different reasons. She wants to spend the trip on her back, and you want to enjoy the city. How did you not see this would be an issue? It's really not compatible as far as traveling companions go. You're overreacting. Yeah. I agree. Am I overreacting? Boyfriend accidentally threw out new shopping bag with stuff in it. Ooh. So I, 24 female, usually have trouble asking people for help. It's something I've been working on with my therapist. Usually I do the cleaning, grocery shopping, laundry, etc. by myself because my man, 33 male, pays the bills. If we are not eating out, I cook for us. I don't mind. In a way, it's my love language, though both given and received. Ooh. But I recently started a job that is very physical labor focused, and I come home drained. I work 6 days a week, sometimes 10 in a row, and I find it hard to keep up with the cleaning. Things started to get messy. I was cleaning up and got super exhausted out of nowhere, like on top of the usual exhaustion. You're probably burnt out. So I said I'd save it for tomorrow. I knew he had the next day off, so I asked him in the morning to just take out any trash you see, because it would help tremendously. He said he was in the middle of the game and would get to it later. It's not one you could just pause. Fair enough. I come home and the trash is taken out. Obviously, I'm super grateful. Fast forward into a few days later and I can't find the bag of stuff I just bought. And that is the whole text. text. Let's see the text exchange. Hey, have you seen my Daiso bag? I had to buy the couch yesterday, because you were cleaning, so maybe you put it somewhere? Which one is that one? Because there's a tan one by the door. No, babe, that's my purse. I'm talking about like a brown bag, like Safeway, but it says Daiso. It has pink on it. I think I threw that away because it had a bunch of trash in it. What? Dude, it had like maybe one wrapper. You didn't look inside to make sure it was trash? It was heavy. That didn't seem sus to you? I'm sorry, I was trying to get all the trash, and there were other brown bags that you put bottles in. Yes, because that's recycling. Honestly, this sounds like weaponized incompetence to me. If I do what I'm asked to do badly, then she'll no longer ask me to do stuff. Bruh, this is why I don't do the cleaning stuff. I always be f***ing stuff up. Just like with the sink. Yeah, this is absolutely, I just lost the word. The thing I just said. Weaponized incompetence. Yeah, this is absolutely weaponized incompetence. He exposed himself there. Okay, next time you see a shopping bag that looks new, either check inside or send me a text because that was literally $200. Plus the trash bags we needed. Babe, I'm so sorry. No, you're not. You did that on purpose. It wasn't light, it had cleaning stuff in it. And yes, some of the stuff I took out of the wrapping to look and use it. Yeah, if it's not light, that's not a mistake. I think I'm just tired, but this is pissing me off more than usual. It should. It really should, because he's doing this on purpose. Even if it's subconsciously, like, I think weaponized incompetence can sometimes be subconscious. I just want to know if I should let this go because it's a silly mistake, or if I should talk to him about being more aware. You can talk to him about being more aware, but I don't think it will change anything. Am I overreacting for feeling annoyed over a silly mistake? No, because this wasn't just a silly mistake. And he even said, like, I always mess it up, like with the sink. Like, he even, like, purposely reminded her of another time he messed up to remind her, hey, I'm bad about doing stuff, don't ask me to do stuff. Okay, it's time for you to practice doing the cleaning more because it's the only way you are going to get better. You know what? I think that's the perfect reaction because that will teach him that this does not get him out of doing the cleaning. I think that is the only solution apart from just ending this relationship, which I know this sounds like a ridiculous thing to end a relationship over, and I know Red is quick to jump to that sometimes, and I'm normally like, okay, I understand, relationships have a lot invested in it, it's not easy to just end it, but if this is the kind of guy it is, there's probably other problems. Not overreacting, I've accidentally done this. Not $200, but holy shit. The fact he responded, this is why I don't do the cleaning up, is the red flag. Exactly. It's the complete and utter lack of accountability or awareness, plus, woe is me, I'm so incapable. It would go completely different if once he realized he offered to replace whatever it was. He instead decided to be a big baby about it. Like others have said, this is absolutely weaponized incompetence, not just a simple mistake. 100%. But what do you think? See ya.